Ember here. So I'm going to try to show, not tell, you about my experience, my first experience at a big concert as a blind person. I'm going to use this to show it to you. And well, I'm going to start with the structure. So first I'm going to explain to you how the building looked, kind of, so where the concert happened. And for this I used this magnets here. The X that you can see clearly depicted here means that was a zone where no people were standing. So, and this is a representation for here were people. So we came in from here, and there was people, right? So there is the X to show that here there were the stairs and the places where people sat. Here were the food and the drinks and the toilets and stuff. For the toilets were more like here, but anyway, and seats as well. And below here there were seats as well. And that was the region where the people were. And here, the A and the P represents the awesome performers. So the guys who made the wonderful music. So here you see people. So each of those is a person, right? And this is me. I'm Ember. And because I'm, Ember, I'm orange. For that has multiple reasons why I chose orange, but let's just stick with Ember for now. So this exclamation mark, which I put here, represents my white cane. Behind me, the blue one, is Ash. She is blue because she's cool. And behind her, that represents actually multiple people that were the friends we went there with. And all the white ones, that's random people that just were there, you know. So, for whatever reason, all right, and here there was the region only in this region, people who were standing were allowed, who had the normal cards, you know, nothing special, no special tickets. And here there were the guys with the special tickets. So that's why here's a person. Comparatively few, so only one representative. But anyway. All right, so it all began hours before the actual concert started. And it was really hot. So let's get the sun up here. Really hot. Hot. Which is why, I said earlier, I'm orange, because I got a sunburn, a really bad sunburn. Probably had a little heat stroke too, but whatever. No risk, no fun, right? But that was why when we were there 2 hours earlier and were busy getting a sunburn, Ash's wasn't as bad as mine, but yeah, she's the cool one, so right. We had to go get hats. So, for a person without visual impairment or blindness, that would be already a bit difficult because there were already a lot of people. Many of them were sitting and in the way. And so, people. And now, person with a white cane and Ash trying to get through. As a short explanation, I was using my white cane to have a bit of space. Not that I could actually use my white cane there because, well, people were too close. But Ash decided not to use hers at all because, she wanted her hands free for once, which I can absolutely understand, but I preferred a bit of personal space over my hands free. So that means our friend went with us and had to fight his way through, or her way through in this case, and we went with her. Usually, of course, my white cane was with me and it didn't go on its own, but since I only have one hand free here, you can just imagine it went with me all the time. Ash went with me too. Actually, when we go together, two blind people, that means Ash has to hold on to me, because otherwise one of us gets lost, which would be bad. So then we were here getting souvenirs, and then we had to get back, which was already a bit difficult, but we managed, got through. And when we got there, we realized, it was about to start, which awesome, right? But the thing was, due to my illness, I have to take medicine regularly, and I couldn't do it in the crowd because I have to have sterile hands while using it, because no bacteria allowed. And as you probably can guess, when people are like that close to you, it's kind of hard to stay without bacteria, right? So I had to get out of the crowd again, and this time it was just me and a friend, and we decided to get drinks too. So I followed him. This time really him. And my white crayon goes with me. There he is. So we managed to get there, and it was a really slow process. Not as fast as this went, but slow, and people were getting closer. So that was bad, because we needed to get back too. People were standing up and basically standing around because the concert was about to start. So when we tried to get back, there were people in the way everywhere. But I really wanted to find our friends again. And so I said, okay, no matter, the blind person is just going ahead and going through the crowd. And so I went like, oh, sorry, I'm blind, excuse me, excusey, and all languages I could come up with to get through, because I wasn't sure which language the people were speaking that we were passing through, so I tried different ones, just in case. And I was actually very fast, because, well, if a blind person with a white cane comes crashing through the crowd, kinda, and I sometimes really was crashing because I was stumbling along, because, well, there was, where do I have it? There was clutter everywhere, so like bottles of drinks and stuff people sneaked in, stuff the board here, stuff lying on the ground, and the blind person, me in this case, or nearly blind, couldn't use her white cane, which means it was like bloop, 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 going through the crowd like this. And a friend of mine was saying, oh no, we are never going to find them again. The people are so close. What are we supposed to do? And I was like, no way, we are not giving up. No matter if there's clutter or anything, just tell me where the speakers are. And he was, yeah, there are speakers everywhere. And like, yeah, you told me before it was the middle speaker. And I was like, yeah, well, let's go over there. And I was like, already going there. I was like, wait, blind person, you cannot run away without me. We are going to lose each other. And I was like, then stick to me, because I really want to find him before it starts. All right, so that way we went through the crowd and actually found them again, which was awesome. And funnily enough, as the blind person, I was the one who found them, because actually I could hear Ash's laugh and the laugh of her friend, so to say. And I was like, oh, I heard them somewhere, so I'm rushing to the side and actually found them, which was nice. But at this point, people were already jumping around in excitement a little and getting giddy, because the first band was about to start, and people were everywhere. But yeah, so we got here, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad to be back. And then people started to push from all sides, and what happened was, we got a bit separated, but not too bad. But the result was, here we've got it. Imagine this to be water, right? It's not blue, but imagine it to be. So it went. It's because the person behind me accidentally splashed their complete water supply on my bag. And obviously that was not such a pleasant experience. I was like, oh no, I'm completely wet, help. And a friend of ours was like, it's only water, it doesn't matter. I was like, of course it matters, I'm completely soaked now. Ah dear. So that happened, and I got elbows in my bag a lot. And in front of me I was like, okay, I've got my white cane and I'm going to use it. So I placed it in front of me and spread my arms really wide, because actually crowds and blindness is a very bad combination, because literally you never see it coming, and someone is going to literally step on you, which happened to poor Ash a lot actually. They stepped on her a lot, and that's kind of unpleasant, which is why going to the concert in the first place was terrifying for me. Actually, I had to push myself to do it, but since I have the mentality, even if I'm scared of something, I'm going to try it anyway, especially something like this, because I was taught that being brave means doing it even though you're scared. And since I'm scared of a lot of things, because many things are dangerous when you're blind, and a tight crowd counts among them, because you cannot really defend yourself, you know. It's kind of hard when you don't see where people are coming to push you around and stuff. But I don't want to just exist. I want to live. And if I want to live, I've got to put my big panties on, my big girl panties, so to say, and big girl pants, so to say, and yeah, do it. So I did it. I stood in the crowd, people were pushing me around and accidentally putting their elbow where it hurts, and one person kept putting their foot beneath mine for whatever reason. I think actually they wanted my place, but I refused. I was like, I am a stone, you cannot move me. But yeah, well, the others kind of got moved. So I regularly checked, oh no, where is Ash? Where is she? That's Ash, right? And the friend of Ash kind of kept going further away because people pushed her, and yeah. So that was before the concert, and then the concert started, and the awesome performers were here, and they made music, and the people were, yeah, music. And then the real band came, and then the real exciting part came, because then people started jumping and swinging around and dancing. Dancing is really bad when when you have no idea where they are dancing. As a blind person, this was an adrenaline shock, actually. Yeah, so a lot of adrenaline in my body during the whole experience, but it was awesome too, because first concert I was like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm absolutely terrified by it. I'm doing this. And at some point, a little kid was standing in front of me. In my humble opinion, a bit too young to be there in the first place. But anyway, he was there and he couldn't see because he was a little kid at the big concert. And there was many people there. So what did he do? He went, jump, 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 jump on my white cane. And I was like, hey, what are you doing there? And he turned around to me because it apparently, as it turned out later, it was kind of a rude kid, because he later was an issue for Ash. But anyway, so while he was here, he turned around to say something really rude, as he did to a friend of ours before. And then he looked me in the eyes, saw my white cane, and I found this hilarious, because his reaction was, he was like, oh, my gosh, and he ran away. He seriously ran away, which kind of offending, but also hilarious. So I had more space then. Thing is, Ash didn't have her white cane with her, which means he was now here. And we were semi-separated now, but not really, because I regularly pulled her a bit back to me, but so the kid was now with Ash. And the result was he kept jumping on her instead. And since she is a kind soul and has the patience of an angel sometimes, she didn't say anything. And well, so he jumped around on her way more than he did on me. But well, my white cane would have broken, so. And I was trying to be nice to him. It spoke to him nice words actually, but well, you know, scary me, you know. Ooh, white cane. Gotta run away, you know. Anyway, so then the song came, Take Me to the Beach, and I guess you can figure which concert we were at. Anyway, so for that, they brought out beach balls, which was super awesome, because as you can imagine, a beach ball is something I cannot see, obviously. And I really wanted to touch the beach ball because I heard from the crowd around me that there was one, and I really wanted to push the beach ball because it's kind of awesome, you know, especially for me, because while music is awesome and everything, tactile experience additionally would be great. So someone told me, oh, the beach ball is close to you. It's like, yeah, I got it. And it was like here, and then I jumped and it passed over me. And I was like, no, so close, no. And the beach ball was gone. Disappeared in the crowd. I was like, oh no. And one of the people in front of me was a really nice person. So let's take another one in front here so we can separate them. So. And they noticed that at my feet we had the same issue as before, clutter. And I was kind of stumbling around on the clutter because people keep pushing me from behind. And so the nice person in front of me put them aside so I wouldn't stumble. And then, a few songs later, a balloon came around. I was like, yes, I really want to touch this balloon because yes. And the people in front of me, one of them realized that because I was very obvious in my attempts to get it. I was like, jump, 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 jump. Kind of randomly jumping because I didn't know when it was close enough. I was just trying to increase my chances of getting it without jumping on someone else. So someone actually pushed it towards me and I was like, yes. And so I jumped and pushed it, and obviously because I couldn't aim, hit the person in front of me in the back of the head. I mean, a balloon doesn't really hurt, obviously. It's really light, but they were like, oh, what happened just now? I was like, oh, oops, sorry. But yes, I had a blast with this balloon. One of the most favorite parts for me of the whole concert, which probably sounds ridiculous to some people, but you cannot imagine how much pleasure it gives you to touch the balloon when you are a blind person, and the likelihood of being able to do that is so small. And I was so happy. I was so happy. Yeah. And now let's imagine, where did I put it? Okay, let's imagine this now. Instead of an O, imagine this being little pieces of paper, right? So little pieces of paper were fluttering down in between to celebrate, well, I guess the concert, right there. And I was clapping here. Clap, 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 clap. And now what happened was me. Clap, 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 clap. And it came down. And it landed in my hand. So I actually caught one of the paper pieces and I kept it. I actually wanted to show you, but I'm not sure which of the paper pieces was actually waste and which was actually the paper piece I caught. But yes, I caught a paper piece. Ash caught one too, but she didn't catch it in her hand like I did while clapping. For her, it actually landed in her clothing, which was hilarious because besides me, she was making like this weird dance trying to get to it because, well, she really wanted to get the paper piece, right? But the people around her thought she danced, I think, and I was having a blast because I knew what was going on. But yeah, so that was awesome too. And the performers were great. They were really, really great. And one of them, the singer, made a really great speech in between his songs where he talked about depression and therapy and stuff. And that was really meaningful. And it was especially meaningful for me because other people probably only listened to his song, but I listened to the way he said it. I listened to the undertones. And I listened to the reaction of the crowd. And now, which is really awesome, and I think few people noticed, it got hushed. The people were quiet for a while. I could hear them. I could practically hear them thinking. I could hear some of them gulp. Some of them took a sharp breath in, a sharp intake of breath. And then they clapped. And that was awesome and one of my most favorite parts of the concert too, because that meant for me, for that little orange dot here, that it actually hit. And that's awesome because the message was every life matters, and that's a message I'm standing 100% behind, and I loved it. And so yes, that was my first concert, my first big concert. And I'm very glad I could experience it with Ash and with our friends. And well, I hope you enjoyed me telling it, and I hope you enjoyed my very unusual way of conveying it. And yeah, please let me know of what you thought about all of this, about our experiences, and maybe even share your own experiences in a concert. I'm very interested in that because while I understand how I experienced it as a blind person or a nearly blind person, obviously I have no idea how it would be for someone who can see, because the things I focused on was the closeness of the people around me, the warmth they exhibited, the warmth of the sun above, the music that was practically vibrating within my bones, the hush in between, the way the musician made the music, the way they played, the way they sang. That was the things I focused on, right? And I am very curious about how do other people experience it, how do people who can see, how does that person see it. So yeah, let me know how you experienced your first concert in the comments. Thank you for listening, thanks for subscribing, and yeah, thanks for sticking to the end, and I hope to see you around soon. Thanks, bye.